Alrighty, dighty. Boom. We're here.
We're here.
We're doing this.
We're live in color. I'm in color.
I'm in color too. In extra color. Wait a minute. What you trying to say? All right. Let me go ahead and do the introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Keidra Nicole. If you are unsure of who I am, let me let you know. I am Keidra Nicole LLC, the owner, CEO, the boss. You can find me on all social media platforms as at Keidra Nicole. However, Twitter would not allow me to be great yet, but on Twitter you can find me as at I am Keidra Nicole. You can also tune in with me right here in Columbus, Georgia on 95.3 Smooth R&B every Monday through Thursday between the time frame of 9 p.m. and 12 in the morning for Night Moves, as well as on Flavor 92.1 on Mondays between the time frame of 12:30 and 2 with the Organic Sister, and on 92.1 with Lady Vet on Fridays between
Go ahead.
between 5 and 6. I have a lot of jobs.
I see.
I have a lot of jobs.
You are a Mexican. You didn't even know it.
I am here with my first husband. Yes, he is my ex-husband, but I want to distinguish. I've been married twice. So this is my first husband, and we are here to actually just really share our truth, be honest. We found it necessary to use this platform for our healing, and to also help somebody else with their process of healing if you have ever experienced or have ever gone through anything that we've gone through. Right. We got married at a very young age. We were married by the age of 19, divorced by the age of 20. Extremely short-lived. So yeah, we were friends before that for almost 15 years. Before we even considered, move forward with the process of relationship. Yeah. Yep. So let's get started. John, introduce yourself.
Hi guys. I just always wanted to do that.
Really? You got out your system?
Yes.
Okay.
So my name is John Brown, John Dwayne, whichever one. I wanted to be John Dwayne.
Okay, this is John Dwayne.
Thank you.
I'm Keidra Nicole.
Oh, that sounds like. Yes, I am. I'm not really on a lot of social medias.
He's on Instagram.
I am on Instagram. I haven't posted anything on Instagram though. Facebook too, and I'm on Hot 103 point. Never mind. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to make up a station. Okay.
But he does play music.
I do play music.
Okay.
I do play music.
You do.
Yeah.
He's getting his business started.
Yes. My business is kicking off. JB Theory and Sound. I will be teaching upcoming children, music lessons, drums, and pianos.
Do you know your daughter has a whole piano upstairs?
Oh,
really? That she got for Christmas, and
she doesn't play it.
Rarely.
And her granddad is a bad organ player. Yeah. Wow. Well,
we'll try again. on her, not on kids. Yeah. Not on kids. I'm done. So I think it's best for us to kind of start from the beginning. I know we have a few people that sent in some questions, or what have you, but I think just starting from the beginning and seeing if that kind of pans out with answering anything will help. Since I'm more of the talkative one because of what I do professionally, I think I'll kind of I'll kind of be the lead.
And I'll be the amen.
Not the amen. I still want you to. No, you can't just amen me. You gotta use what.
Well, I'll be the watch out now. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just can't today. Okay, so Like I said, before we even considered love, marriage, relationship, any situationship,
Mhm.
we were friends,
Right.
strictly friends.
That's it.
John is originally from Jackson, Mississippi, and he used to come here with his sister
Right.
on occasions, and his sister was a member of my parents' church at the time,
Correct.
and we kind of just vibed and
Mhm.
hung out. He would be with his homeboy Earl, rest on, and that was also my god brother, and I would be with my girls, and we'll all just hang out until we got into, I would say, maybe it had to be after our senior year in high school,
Mhm.
because yeah, it was after that, because I had already had Tay and I was driving. So um we ended up finally having our first kiss. Um it was in a raggedy hotel. It wasn't ours.
Why the hotel had to be ragged?
Cause I don't stay in
You're
nothing
making me sound
less.
like a little $2.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't ours. I had
Oh,
to
okay.
make that
It
clear.
wasn't ours.
No, no. Any hotel that John has taken me to, it was always 4 stars and above, because he knows I'm very picky about stuff like that. So I was very picky about stuff like that. And so you know, we kissed in that raggedy hotel bathroom. So let me tell you how we got there.
Y'all.
We got to the raggedy hotel bathroom because a friend of mine, she was dating an older gentleman, and the older gentleman got the room for them. We were dropping her off, and I didn't want to ride by myself. So John was like, "All right, cool. I'll roll up." And matter of fact, I did ride by myself. You met me there
Yeah.
because you had Rico's car,
Oh, okay.
the
That
blue
sounds
car.
about, yep,
Yep,
the Monte Carlo.
yep.
Yep.
And he met me there, and we went up there, and we were just looking around in the room. The way my face is looking now is kind of like how it was looking then. And she left out of the room to meet her guy friend downstairs. And I don't even know why we ended up in the bathroom. That was so weird. We had a whole
I
raggedy
was going to the
spaces.
bathroom to wash my face.
You always a little sweaty.
Yeah.
Your hands still be sweaty like that?
Tell people my problems. Yes, I still have sweaty hands, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So that's what Nia gets for. But anyway.
Yes, that's what she was.
But yeah, we kissed in that raggedy bathroom, and we were inseparable from that day forward.
That's right.
We ended up getting pregnant. By this time, I already had a daughter. Her father had passed away before she was born,
That's my baby, y'all.
and he accepted her as his own.
Play me about that one.
He did, and we kind of just grew from that point. I ended up getting pregnant on my birthday. I remember. See, yep, yep, on my birthday.
You got pregnant on your birthday?
Yeah,
Wow.
we were in the hotel because we went out to eat. We went back to the hotel, the little nice one over there.
Don't deal with that. Wait a minute.
We were grown. We were grown. We were living together, so it doesn't matter. We were living together at the time.
Lord, Pastor about to get Pastor out there about to call me. You were my daughter.
He knew we were together. And we ended up conceiving our daughter together.
Yes.
His first child out of 30. My second child at the
I'm
time.
sorry. Let's back up a little bit. That would be a negative. No,
and yeah, so he ended up proposing to me by letter.
I was unique, y'all. I was very
at the
unique.
church, because we were. I don't care how much we cut up. I don't care how much we fought. We was going to be in the house of the Lord.
Yeah, we was going to church.
We was going to church. We were.
No matter how much she drunk.
You right. Matter of fact, I got Tito's and juice in this cup right now.
No matter. We went to church.
And did. And still do. And still do. And yeah, that was the start. Yeah. It was so short-lived though. Yeah. We did a little mini preview on our Facebook Live earlier today, and I mentioned how when we went through our divorce, I lost everything at one time. Yeah. I lost, because he was my best friend. I lost my best friend, my lover, my husband, the father of my kids, and my family, all in one whole scoop. Yeah. And for me to be at that age, and a woman, it was extremely difficult for me to kind of get past. And some of the experiences that we went through, in which we'll start to share those momentarily, actually created a lot of triggers in me relationally. And I'll be honest, I am a certified relationship coach. It's weird. I've written books about relationships. Mm-hmm. I talk about relationships. I've helped people in their relationships, and still do. But it was like I could never find solace in my own. And even if I was in something that was good, or it seemed like it was moving forward to the process. Like my last relationship, I was like this close to getting the ring, and that trigger turned it into. Now I'm single. I've been single for almost a year now. Well, a year now, yeah.
Well, hopefully, the points and things that we bring out during this time will, help you, either help myself, and again help those that are watching us too, that may be going through the same thing.
Yeah.
That feels like you can't move on due to some past relationship that you had. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't really believe that past hurt can hurt your future. And a lot of people just don't believe it, but it's really real. And I had to, take a step back and look at it myself. I was one of those ones to always said, I don't understand why you're depressed. Depression, it ain't real. You can come out of it. But people are actually depressed. Mm-hmm. That's a real thing. So hopefully, the conversation that we have, these topics and pointers that we come out with, it will help us.
Yeah, it's definitely for us, but also for individuals such as yourself that may just be going through a hard time and trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. I know there have been a lot of individuals that have gotten divorced and they never speak again.
Right.
Actually, we were on that break.
Yes. It was what?
We said about 14, almost 15 years before we even spoke again. Mind you, we have a child together, but we never spoke. This is our first time in
probably in the same
now
room together.
16, 17 years. Yeah. In the same, I won't say 16 because our daughter is 16, but it was about like 14.
It's been about 14
that we've even sat this close.
Correct.
So it's very interesting. It's not a cold feeling.
Right.
Because we had a chance to talk on before we even decided to do this. Mm-hmm. So just starting from the beginning, John was crazy, y'all. I'm just playing.
Wait a minute.
I'm just playing. I had to break the ice. It just seemed like it was getting too serious. Okay. Let me come back.
I was that guy. That's what it was.
Okay, so we had some great moments. Mm-hmm. We had some funny moments.
Yes.
I mean, to the point you will be in tears crying. Now when I say crazy, this one right here has no sense. Even God has given him.
I've gotten a lot better.
he would have you just crying laughing. So it was good moments, but unfortunately our bad moments overrode that. We would have been married for 16 years if we would have stayed together. I don't know how many kids we would have had because he's super
Oh,
fertile.
oh, wait a minute. Don't listen to that, y'all.
He's super fertile. So I think we probably would have stopped at Naya. Maybe had
Yeah,
a
right.
Vonnie, maybe even a Hudson, but maybe four. We
Mm.
probably would have had four.
Yeah, because you're not far behind.
I'm far behind. I don't care what number is behind his. That's the thing. And so the first incident that really began to shake our then marriage, John stepped out on me. And this one is very distinctful to me because when we were dating, this is one of the persons that he stepped out on me before with. And I couldn't understand, okay, well, we're married now. We went through all of that, and you still chose to do that.
Yeah, it was, and like I said, early in the YouTube video, you have to announce
Facebook.
a Facebook.
Hmm.
Yes,
Gotta
you
make sure
have
you're right now.
to announce it. In order to heal from it and things of that sort. So yeah, I did when we was just friends dating. There was this woman or girl, woman, whichever,
Well, she was a girl then.
a
She's a
girl
woman
then,
now.
right? That I was had dealings with, and once we got married, and I had dealings with that same woman again. Uh, but when you're now and you're looking back at it, it was, and a lot of people say, you say, "Well, I was young," and that plays a lot of part in it.
Hmm.
I was young. I was out in the streets real bad, as far as just out doing my thing. And at that time, at that age, you really don't really know what you have. I mean, you know what you want and what you got,
Hmm.
but you really don't know what you have
Hmm.
to appreciate it.
Yeah.
So and then with that, you always want to look like you're always the tough guy.
Hmm.
I can get anybody I want.
Hmm.
I can have anything I want to have, and a lot of all of those things just played in my mind, and you never just really just stop and think. You got to think about it. You're 18, 19, 20 years old, uh, fresh out of high school. Um, you just want to run the streets.
Yeah.
You have your who you with,
Hmm.
but yet and still you want to run the streets. Uh, so uh, that's things of what happened during that time.
So with that situation as well, I had the opportunity to confront the both of them. Like once again, we were young, so I was upset.
He's a firehead.
Oh, I was very. I was so upset.
Firehead.
We got in that car. Take me to her job. That was the first time. Take me to a job. We went to a job. She was at the register because she worked at a
Mhm.
grocery store.
Okay. Yes.
And we went to her register. Matter of fact, she had just finished checking somebody out. And I said, "You tell her what you plan on doing." I remember this distinctly. Like people are like, "Dang, how you remember all the details?" Because these are the things that stuck with me for all these years. And I told tell her what you plan on doing. He was, "I plan on being with my wife. I'm not leaving." And so she was just kind of standing there. Of course, she didn't want to lose a job, and I get that now. It was messed up. So my bad if you watching this. You know who you are. And the second incident, we went to her parents' house.
Yeah.
Could have been shot on the lawn.
Yeah.
I didn't know where she stayed, but he took me there because I was that upset.
Firehead.
Because she came, because obviously she knew where we stayed. Because she broke the car window.
Somebody broke the window.
She did it. Nothing in the car was stolen. Nothing was taken. She did it.
I'm just going with somebody. I don't know who.
That means, and for years, I never confronted him about this, but I'm about to do it now. That means you had her in our home.
No, I did not. No, I really did not, honestly.
You had her near our home?
It possibly could have been near, but honestly, no. I've never had it in the house. That's the God honest truth, y'all.
Okay.
That's God honest truth.
Okay, because I want us to be honest.
We're going to be very honest. I've never had it in the house.
Have you ever had any woman outside of me in our home?
No, never in the house. I was never that bold.
That reckless? Okay.
No, I did what I did it outside the house. It was far in the street. I've never
and I believe anyone.
Yeah.
I believe
never brought anyone in the house around my children, nothing like that.
You had her around the kids though.
Well, not at the house.
Not at the house, but yes. you included that she wasn't around the kids, but you did.
Well, she was young. My daughter was young.
So that's still
okay. Can we?
Oh. So yeah, that was the girl number one. Girl number two. I found the number in his pocket.
Drink to this.
And I called the young lady. She met him at one of his jobs. And I went up to said job. It was on a Sunday. And he was with some customers. I said, being the hothead that I once was, get somebody to help them and come talk to me. Needless to say, we went to jail that day. Let me tell you who you need to hear tell this story. Chamonix.
Oh my God.
You got to hear Chamonix tell the story.
Chamonix. Man.
We went to jail that day. Thank goodness I just got my hair done. Matter of fact, around that time, I had cut my hair because my hair was literally this long.
It was.
Naturally. Not with weave, nothing. Like out my scalp long. Yeah. And I had cut my hair because after that first round, I was like, cut my hair off, Miss Pat, rest her soul. Cut my hair off. Because I needed a change.
So you decided to cut your hair?
Yes. Just like how you decided to get a whole apartment.
I did.
You did.
I did.
You did.
Oh man. Yeah. We've been through some ringers.
Yeah.
Well.
I still don't have the full license to carry because of that incident. My mugshot is fine though.
All those years?
Yeah. Wow. I got to get it expunged off my record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The young life, it took a toll on us.
Yeah. But it was something that you said to me yesterday as we were talking. And you said all you wanted was me. Kind of explain to them what you meant by that before I go into my question that I want to ask.
Well, like she said earlier, she was all that I knew when I visited Georgia. I didn't socialize with really nobody else. It was her. And I first got in town, I go straight to, finding her, calling her, hey, I'm in town, what's up? So she was the only person that I really knew. So as years went on, the relationship grew stronger. Mm-hmm. So that's all I knew. That's all I wanted was was her. Um, and not knowing that I actually had her, only thing I had to do was cherish it.
Hmm.
Um, Not knowing that at that age, it's cost a lot of things to just go, go south.
Right.
Um, but that's what in my mind, that's what I wanted. I wanted her, but I still wanted to do my own thing. So it was basically like living a double life.
Yeah, you definitely was.
Yeah. And it's and a lot of guys, um, especially a lot of young guys, that's what they do. Because I did it at that age.
Hmm.
I wanted to live the double life. I wanted a home life, but I still wanted that street life to where I can do whatever I want to do. And you don't realize what you have, until it's gone. And then now you look back, you're like, wow, that could have been, something that could have been worked out, or I could have did some things better to make things better for us.
And I guess my question, that I even asked on yesterday was, you could have made a decision to say, "Hey, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
I don't want us to be married. I want us to date or give me some time." And I get it. Who thinks about stuff like that until after the? But we were both smart, in that area, and we had family backing us.
Right.
Um, because it wasn't a night that he came home from work that dinner wasn't done, the kids weren't taken care of, the house wasn't clean, unless I was extremely tired, which is very
Very,
rare.
yeah.
Um, and I'm not saying that I was the perfect wife. I know there were things, or I can assume that there were things that I did wrong, and I want to know those things as well today. But I just know that I thought I was doing everything that I could do with our process. Now, also in the beginning stages of our marriage, um, John was yet dealing with the passing of his brother, which was something that was extremely tragic. And I felt like, as his wife, um, I didn't know how to accommodate you in making you feel secure or safe, or what to say to help. Because, yes, I was a hothead, but you, ooh,
I took the cake.
yeah, you went from 0 to 10 like.
And you don't really realize at that age how much anger and how much just frustration that you have
Mhm,
and that's built in you. Like at that time, I didn't even realize I was that angry.
mhm.
And you brought out a lot of things when we, first communicated
Right.
yesterday. You brought out a lot of things, and it had me like, wow, I didn't even realize that I had that much anger in me.
Mhm.
And I never want to get back to that stage to ever being that angry. My thing is now, if there's a situation, let's talk about it. And another thing that I think that really played a big part in our relationship at that time, um, was just our communication.
Mhm.
And it was. I don't think we may have, but from my memory, I don't think we really just sat down and found out how each other felt.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And I think that plays a big role. Everyone says communication is the key. It is a key, but you have to go deeper in the communication, because
Mhm.
communication can be the key for anything. That
Mhm.
can be a key for your job, for your children, for anything.
Mhm.
Communication is always the key.
Mhm.
But if you don't actually break it down and find out what that communication is that you all need, it can hurt a relationship.
Mhm.
So at the time, I was dealing with a lot of anger. Um, you know, I even had to take classes.
Yeah.
So I took anger management classes, and
And I was trying to get him that. At that time, he was, we were young in church too, and we grew up in church.
Right.
So it was kind of like a forbidden thing to go to counseling and
It
stuff
is.
like that.
Yep.
Now, on my side of the family, we were all for it. Like, let's go to counseling, let's get some help. But he was against it. And I think that's another issue when it comes down to any relationship is, seeking out the help,
That's right.
accepting the help, but also acknowledging your part
Yeah.
that that took place,
Yeah. That's right.
and until you're willing to, because it would be crazy for me to sit up here and just point all the blame at you. Yes, there were things that took place
Right.
that really broke me, and I could never understand why. But I still can't fully, say it was you,
Right.
because now I'm sitting here trying to think, what else could I have done,
Yeah.
or what did I do to even um trigger you in those moments of anger, when it came down to me and our relationship, our marriage. Um, Maybe I could have figured out, okay, maybe if I say this, or if I move this way, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think even in some of my other relationships, I'm the type that I do take a look at my side. I feel like I'm the common denominator, so I'm looking at what are the common things that I've done or said.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the male, they don't want to take part
That's right.
in acknowledging their part in what took place
That's
or
right.
why it took place.
Yeah. The men of relationships, we always think there's a certain standard that we have to uphold.
Hmm.
And if a man breaks or talk about it, situations and things like that, you're considered soft.
Hmm.
So a lot of guys are going through that,
Hmm.
but it's not the case. It's not. It doesn't make you less of a man.
Hmm.
It doesn't make you soft. It clearly shows that you're one mature,
Hmm.
that you can talk about a situation. If we're having a situation going on, it's right for me to say, listen, let's talk about this. Now, this is what happened. This is what happened. All right, what do we need to do to move forward so this won't happen again? Have those talks, and I think that played a lot of part in our relationship. But then we didn't have those kind of talks.
Hmm.
We just lived life. Like I said, we was young, so a lot of things that we didn't know, we were just trying to do those things as how we seen it done or how we know
Hmm.
it should have been done.
Hmm.
Things are that way. But
Yeah.
sometimes and this goes for your relationship, my relationship, or anyone else that's listening to. Sometimes you have to do what works for your household too.
Hmm.
You have to sit down and have that talk with your mate and find out how we're going to operate. And a lot of people try to do things the way grandmama did it, how mom and dad did, or how my big sister did, a big brother, and stuff like that. It worked for them, but you have to find out what works for you,
Hmm.
you and your household. So I believe that if we would have had that communication to, hey, let's see, how was your day? What happened today? What is
Well, I think we
anything?
did the basics.
Yeah, we did the
We
basics.
covered the basics,
Yeah,
but like how we're talking now.
right. Those we didn't
Yeah.
have those, and I
Mm-mm.
and I think that plays a big part in relationships.
Right. But once again, it also goes, like I said, just accepting your part.
Right.
So if you as the woman are trying to sit down with your spouse and say, "Hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what you did to me,"
Right.
and he can never accept and saying, "Okay, I see what you mean."
Right. Right.
Or if he's only willing to throw blame back on you,
Yep.
then that's not a healthy relationship. It's definitely not a
Yep.
communicational barrier. It's just he doesn't want to be responsible.
Yeah. And that's the thing I was bringing out. The guys have to be held accountable. You have to be
Mhm.
responsible. You have to, if your mate come to you and say, this is how I feel, and I feel that you did this to me, it's not my job to say, well, this.
Mhm.
You know, you're not helping the situation.
Right.
If you truly love this person, you want to do anything in your will, in your possibility to make sure she or he is satisfied. So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry you feel this way. Well, what did I do? How can I fix it?
Mhm.
What I don't need to do? And things of that sort is what needs to be established and put out on the table.
One thing I learned in the class that we have to take when we're going through divorce
Mhm.
is a lot of people listen to respond
Yeah.
instead of listening to truly hear. And I had to learn that process of listening to hear,
Mhm.
instead of trying to listen to respond. Because while you
Yeah.
talking, I'm trying to
You
figure out
already
what I'm
got
gonna say to
you.
kind of throw back at you.
Right.
And
Right.
now here it is, we're blowing up unnecessarily.
Right.
Um, in this conversation that should have been this small, but
Right.
now is grown into something that'll possibly blow up
Mhm.
all of this that we've worked hard for.
Right.
Um, and I think that's where we go wrong
Mhm.
with that process, and I just never could understand if I was the woman that you desired, the woman that I never try to say needed, because
Mhm.
I feel like you desire a person.
Right.
You need water, you need air, you need
Right.
food. Um, so I won't die without you.
Right.
But the person that you desire, I just don't. I could never understand all of that, because it even got to a point where, you know, it's okay if I talk about the other situation about the.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It even went as far as you, even though we were in the process of our divorce,
Right.
but we hadn't signed no papers. So legally we were still married.
Right.
And matter of fact, no, we weren't even fully in the process. We had kind of just separated.
Yeah.
And you ended up having a
Just sitting
baby
there
on
with
me.
you. Mhm.
And the craziest part about this, and this is what made me super angry about it, was this person worked at a daycare that our children attended. And every morning, this person would speak to me. And she would speak to our child together, but rarely speak to my oldest. And it was one day, she was in tears. And she was like, I said, well, what's going on? What's wrong? She was like, the father of my child, my unborn child, he's saying that and of course, I don't know this to be true or false, so I'm just saying how it was said.
Mhm.
He said that he doesn't want to be present. He doesn't want anything to do with this child, and he knows that it's his. Um, and I was just like, wow, that's messed up. Mind you, I'm going through our situation,
Right. Not knowing you're talking about
not
the same
knowing that
person.
we're talking about the same person. But she knew we were talking about the same person, but I
Right.
had no clue.
Right.
And I remember I told her, I said, well, I understand and I'm going through a situation with my husband, unfortunately. He's really being I said it, an asshole. And I told her, I said, if you need anything, just let me know. Cause she had another child as
Mhm.
well. And I said, if you need anything, if you want to send your baby over there with me and the girls, just let me know to give you a break. Not knowing that this woman has slept with my husband and gotten pregnant by my husband. Mind you, she's not a looker. I had to let that be known. I did. That gotta be no. I don't give a damn.
You just had this.
I did.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna tell y'all when I finally started to put two and two together. So John's second wife, this one we had MySpace back in the day.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a long
That's
time.
old.
And I remember her posting pictures um, of her and John, of course. She would try to get pictures from John Page of our daughter, and she would post that. And then I saw this little boy. So it was one day at church on a Sunday morning, and my mom was up preaching. The young lady was sitting behind me, so I didn't think nothing of it. And I had got something was just eerie about that day for me. And so I went to your second wife's MySpace page and I was looking at the picture and I saw the little boy and I said, that child looks familiar. I went into the room where they were having children's church and I saw Naya and the young boy sitting next to each other, and their head were turned the same exact angle, and they were coloring. And as soon as I opened the door fully, they both looked up at me, and I said, "That's the boy." And my mom had finished preaching, and I told her, I said, "Come here." I had, mind you, I was,
Yes.
and I can still be, so don't get that twisted, because I'm not weak by no means. I told my mom, I am, and I was in church. Lord forgive me. I asked for forgiveness afterward. I told my mom, I said, I am about to whoop her ass. I am about to drag this girl.
We're looking for deliverance, y'all. Deliverance.
No, this was years ago. This was some time ago. I'm delivered now. And when I came back in there and I sat down, she must have felt the heat coming off my back because she got up real quick.
Mm.
And at the same time, she had watched Naya before.
Because her and someone at your church were good
Yes.
friends.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I was livid. So to this
Yeah.
day, if she sees me coming down this way, she'll literally turn back around. She won't face
Wow.
me at all.
Yeah, we that did happen during the time that we was going through our little thingy.
Mhm.
Um, and I think my thing was, at that time of age coming up, my thing was, if we were done, I understand that it was still on paper,
Mhm.
but if my mindset was, when we're done, I could go out and do what I want to do now,
Mhm.
and which was not right.
Mhm.
Um, but that's what my mindset was. I wasn't thinking, um, and things like that happen,
Mhm.
and that's how you just, you know, things that could have been healed, even if we would have got our divorce, things that could have been healed, it just made things worse.
Mhm.
When something like this happens. So, um, yeah, and people
I
go
think
through
what
that
hurt me the
daily.
most about that was that we were still kind of intimate from time to time.
We were, we
Because
were,
I didn't
even
want to, as much as we have been going through,
yeah,
I didn't want to be intimate with anyone else.
yeah, we were still having our time.
Yeah. And I think that's what really drove me to that point where honestly I was just enraged, in full blown rage. And as a matter of fact, that was that Sunday that's when your sister and your brother-in-law had um, allowed you to be at their home or have their home at the time because they were had another home. And I came with the rest of your things. He had, like, I guess, a little get together or party or something. And when I walked in, it's like everything stopped, but I didn't know where he was. I didn't care to see him. I walked in. I didn't knock. I didn't ring a doorbell. I put his stuff down.
So you trespassed.
So
She trespassed,
don't let
y'all.
your door be open. Lock the door. And this whole leave the door open stuff isn't for everybody. And I came in there and I dropped this stuff off and I left. It was a lot. It was a lot. What do you feel as though when you really think back or consider, what do you think or feel would have been what could I have done to
I don't think, and like I said, I was dealing with a lot, and I wanted to be with the guys. I wanted to be the guy that had all the girls,
Mhm,
but yet and still I wanted to keep what I had.
mhm,
Um, so I don't think it was a lot that of things that you did.
mhm,
It was the thing of me not wanting to give up that life that I had to be fully committed.
mhm,
And that's a lot of guys fall short at.
mhm.
They wanna keep what they have, but yet and still you don't want to give up that life neither.
Yeah.
And that puts strains on your relationship, and you don't really, excuse me, you don't really realize how much you've hurt somebody,
Mhm,
because if you look at it, when a guy hurts a female, really not knowing that you really damaged her,
mhm,
you don't see it. You just be like, oh man, sure to be all right. I'm moving on.
mhm,
But yet still, she's broken
mhm,
and she's crying, nights and days of crying and broken. And you're wondering why. And I was this woman to him, and I was just things like that.
mhm.
And the guys on the other hand saying like, man, I ain't stunning her. You know what I'm saying? I got me a new girl. I'm going on.
Yeah.
But you never really stop to realize I really did hurt her.
Yeah. Oh, I was broken.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of guys fall short at, realizing what they have done to someone. And I believe if a lot of guys, myself, and guys that are viewing this, if you just take a moment to step back and look at the situation and realize, man, right before you walk out, think about it. I really did hurt her. What can I do to fix it?
Mhm,
Especially if you have that chance, don't let it get so far to where now it's over with. If you have that chance, that moment to fix it, go ahead and fix it. Then, babe, listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was just, I wasn't thinking. I apologize. I'll do anything that you need me to do to fix it. Don't make you a soft guy.
right.
What I'm saying? That actually make you more of a man
Mhm,
to see what you've done and to try to fix it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna make this all about you. So what are some things that come to your mind when it came down to me in regards to our marriage or anything that I've done outside?
Well, it wasn't a lot of things that I could say that you that I had flaws with
Mhm,
flaws with you. Um, I don't think that I think if you was I think it was some guy, I can't remember correctly. I think it was some guy maybe that I thought you was talking to, but I'm not really sure about it. I can't remember. I don't know, it was so long ago. But um but I really never had any issues with you. Like she said, when I came home, it was cook food. You was at home. If we went at the house, we was out at your parents' house, or church, or something like that. So we was always together. So I don't think it was a lot that you had going on. Actually think it was just a lot of what I didn't want to give up.
mhm,
Um, so when things like that happen, it does put strain on that female, thinking, what have I done?
mhm,
When actually, you know, it wasn't a lot that you've done. It was just something that maybe the guy have just
Like,
don't want to
because
do.
honestly, it was hard for me because, um, just to see you remarry,
Yeah.
um, and I wasn't mad about that you did remarry, because I'm all for love, you know
Right.
what I mean? But, the fact that you were able to remarry and to remain married longer than us, it did have me in the mindset of what was so wrong with me that you couldn't consider, um everything that we've been through, everything that we've built before
Right.
anything sexual had come about,
Right.
any type of outside activity had come about. And it made me kind of second guess myself. And to hear you even tell me when we were talking on yesterday how, um you never would have guessed that I was still in this place of brokenness simply
Right.
because of everything that I have going on and
Right.
the things that I try to post, and making sure that there's some sense of positivity,
Yeah.
um, in the atmosphere always.
Right.
But I was yet broken.
Yeah.
And it's like every relationship, even in my second marriage, um, he cheated, and it was kind of like this cycle.
Yeah.
And in the midst of that cycle, I continued to build my wall even higher. Um, and it eventually turned into triggers for me.
Mm.
So, say for instance, for my last relationship, when um my last relationship, we got into a disagreement, and I assumed that after our conversation that we were on the same page. But he still wanted to, I guess, kind of have his space.
Okay.
And in him obtaining his space, it triggered me because I remember you just packing up and leaving. I remember I come home one day after work and your things were gone. No conversation had been had. Um, and that was like hard for me. It was really hard. And of course, that trigger turned into something, a bigger blow up between that other guy and I. And really to a point of, I don't even know if there's even a return. You know what I mean? And like I said, I was this close to getting the ring and this close to obtaining what it is, because I've always enjoyed and I always loved being a wife. I cherish that title.
Right.
And not just because it was a title, but because I honored what it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I embodied what that meant.
Yeah.
And to um not having the opportunity to experience that fully, because even my last marriage was short lived. I think we were only together for 6 months.
Oh wow.
And if that, if that.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked when you told me that it was things that happened in the past that's affecting your now.
Mhm.
It really, because I was like, man, you just you're this life coach,
Mhm.
relationship coach. See you on Instagram. So I was like, wow. Didn't know, people still deal with stuff like that, even though they're trying to help someone else. You're still dealing with your own personal issues.
Mhm.
Uh, but in life, we have to find ways to, um, like you said, build those walls. But we don't want to build those walls to where we're just completely blocking people out, because
Mm.
we still can miss where somebody's actually being this what that person that you want. You want that faithful person. You want that one that's going to be, there for me. And that person is being there. But then if we done built our walls too high, we
Mhm.
won't be able to see it,
Mhm.
and we'll miss it.
And I think it's
Um,
easier said than done in a lot of
it
cases
is.
because um I didn't want that wall to be there.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes I honestly thought the wall was back down
Mhm.
until the sudden triggers of um what has happened in the past
Yeah.
kind of came around. It's just like a individual that deals with PTSD.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up in the night, jumping, screaming, get down, get down. It's
Right.
that's not your
Right.
mindset to do. Your mindset is to have a good night's rest, and whomever your partner is,
Right.
to just protect them. It's
Correct.
not to hurt, harm, or endanger anybody. But um, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a
It
lot,
is.
and I was just like, I need to, you know, I don't have to talk to all of my exes after us. I
Mhm.
needed to start from the root,
Yeah.
and heal from that in order for me to, because
Yeah.
I desire
Right.
to be a wife and to have a long lasting marriage,
Right.
um till the whole thing of death do you part. I
Right.
desire that.
Right.
I desire to be in a healthy relationship where I'm able to give and receive.
Everyone is entitled to it. Everyone
Yeah.
should be able to, love, love someone that will love them unconditionally.
Yeah.
Um, and like you said, sometimes you have to go back to the root of the situation
Hmm.
where it all began. A lot of people try to fix situations in the middle, and the only thing you're doing is just putting a bandage on it.
Hmm.
You have to go back to the root to where it all started at. And sometimes you have to, reground it, or rebuild,
Hmm.
and then you can move on.
Yeah.
Because if you don't catch the root of it and you're just putting a bandage on it, that root's still holding that situation.
Hmm.
So, like you said, you had to go back to the root of the situation, open it up, find out what happened. You know, this is what happened. Um, Talk about the situation, explain it, get it all out on the table. It's nothing to hide or to be ashamed about. You're of age now. We're of age now, so it's nothing to be ashamed about. Put it out there, because you can. And a lot of people don't know, even though you're talking and helping someone else, you're also helping yourself.
Hmm.
You know, so get those things out, put them things out on the table. Once they have been established, then you can move on,
Right.
and don't always, you don't have to, I'm not saying you per se,
Hmm.
just
I get
talking,
what you're saying.
you don't always have to have the guard up, now, because, soon somebody want to talk to you, you watch it. When is he going to do this?
Yep.
When are they going to do that?
Hmm.
Oh, you did, where you went now? You was going for this, things
Hmm.
of that
If I
happens.
don't hear from you, I got a
Right.
problem.
Right. You didn't text me back. What took you so long to text back? I
Right.
called you. Why didn't you answer the phone?
Hmm.
Things of that happens.
I'm
And you
telling you,
don't
I
want to
was
be that.
there.
Yeah. But you don't want to be in those type of relationships,
Yeah.
because they, even though, um, you're in it, sometimes that cannot be not healthy, because you're not really enjoying life now.
Hmm.
You're too busy trying to figure out what they are doing rather than enjoying them.
Hmm.
So, um, I'm glad that we was able to, we're able to open up to find out what happened, fix the situation, so we can move on and have better and healthy relationships.
Hmm. Yeah, because whew,
Yeah.
it was extremely, extremely hard, and I'm just appreciative, and for those that are possibly just waiting for the apology thing to happen, John has apologized.
Yes.
Uh, not just yesterday. Another time
Right.
he has apologized a few years back. Um, but I felt it was important for us to really, really sit down and kind of just hear our full truths when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want also to be in a mindset of this is what you've done to me, and then that wasn't the full truth. That was
Right.
just my truth.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just look at it from one side anymore.
Right.
And to really get the obtain the full perspective
Mhm.
of why, and for you to understand how it infected me,
Right.
um because it's kind of like a cancer cell.
Mhm.
When it gets in you, it's going to
Yeah.
start attacking everything else.
That's right.
So that's why I'm calling it an infection, as well as it affected me, um to be able to fully enjoy relationship and love, and just simply be me all over again.
Mhm.
I told one of my aunts, I said, this is necessary because I desire that love,
That's right.
and I want to get to a place where I can live and not just
Yeah.
be in
Always,
limbo.
yeah, always watching your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be that way. And yeah, those relationships are important. And now that I'm of age, and I just look back at the relationship we had, and even other relationships, and you don't want to be in those situations to where you have to just keep looking over your phone, check your phone, and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Things like that. It's
Hmm.
not It's not healthy, and it's not an enjoyable relationship.
Hmm.
You want to have that open segment. You want to have communication. You want to be. And another thing is, in your relationships, um, you want to keep a lot of people out of it.
Hmm.
Because one thing, family too. Family can weigh in on your
Hmm.
relationships. Because they're going to tell you, what worked for them, or how you need to do this, or you need to do this or do that. But it may not work for that relationship that you in. So that's the time that you need to sit down and talk to your mate and find out, hey, what works for us? Do we need to go to the grocery store on Fridays at 2 o'clock? Mama went on Sundays at 1. That may not work for what I'm
Right.
saying, things like that.
Right.
So you have to find out what works for you, your relationship. You want to be open, and guys. And I mean, I'm not knocking no guy. I'm a guy myself, full guy.
Ah.
I'm full guy. Okay, but you want to make sure that saying, once you get in these relationships, man, um, that you're being committed to these relationships, because we're not really realizing how we're hurting our women,
Mhm.
our black women. And we have very strong black women. And we're not really realizing how we're hurting them, when we, do other things or go other ways, or, want to live double lives and stuff like
Mhm.
that. We're not really realizing how much we're hurting them. So we want to make sure that once we get involved, talk. That's going to be the biggest thing. Talk, communicate. When we jumped in our marriage, but we just jumped in, we start partying, and just doing our thing. We really never just really sit down and had that talk.
I don't even think we really partied that much though, because we
You
had two
partied,
we had two kids in.
but we used to party at the house.
Yeah, now, but we were still at home and we were still together.
That is true.
It wasn't
That's true.
like, and the people that did come over, they were pretty much like family, if
They were.
not family.
Yeah.
So we didn't really experience like going out to the club together, or
Yeah.
we didn't even really do a lot of date nights, I don't think.
No, we was really at homebodies.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
we did our thing at the house.
yeah,
That's about it.
yeah, we really did. When I think about that part, and one thing I want to say to even the ladies, um, I get it. Our men can do things, but we can also do things. So don't just sit and seem like it's just the men that are at fault. Take time to examine you. Take time to really ask your mate, ask your partner, hey, what is it that I can do better to make us better? or to assist in making us better in our process. If I'm yelling too much, then ladies, back down. I'm telling you, I've always been a submissive woman when it comes down to my partner. I've just never been that part to, now you come at me, I'm gonna come back. I've gotten better.
Still praying for deliverance.
I've gotten better, really a lot better. Oh my gosh, a lot better. But I'm still going to give you my opinion, even if in my moment of being submissive, and and just trust your mate. Whatever you had going on in your past, if it's holding you back, like how mine was holding me back, then try to find some resolve. If you know that you can't sit down with your partner or your ex, everybody can't do this.
That's right.
They can't. I mean, shoot, it took us 15, 14 years to even do this.
Yeah.
So, try to create a sense of resolve. Do therapy.
Yeah.
Go to anger management if you need to. Go to counselor,
right.
to the counseling sessions, not just with your partner, but individually.
Very important.
Because it could be some things that you're dealing with on your own. I know for me, even, I don't even think I ever really told you this. In high school, I was raped. So that took a lot from me too.
Wow.
So not high school, I'm sorry, middle school. In the 8th grade, I was raped. So that took a lot from me too. Growing up and then being a new mom and her dad passing away before she was born. So I had experienced a lot too. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I get that you experienced a lot, but I did too. And instead of it looking like we're battling each other on who experienced the most, we could have just perhaps sat down.
Yep.
He said he was trying to get me back.
I did.
But his efforts were horrible.
No, I did. I tried after we went our ways. I tried, but she wasn't hearing it.
I don't know how you thought you tried.
She wasn't hearing it.
He had a new girlfriend as soon as the ink wasn't even dry on the divorce papers.
But she wasn't hearing it. She didn't want a brother back. It's all right though.
Why am I gonna want somebody back and you're in a relationship?
That was
you married that person.
Yeah, but it was
somebody
before.
Somebody help me, please. Because I know I'm not up here tripping.
It was before. Anyway. Yep.
Ain't no way. His attempts did not work.
She didn't want to look my way. But it's okay.
Because he was cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
It's all right.
And I'm so glad for change. I'm so glad that you took the necessary steps to get you together.
Yes. Thank God for deliverance.
There's still some things we got to discuss off air.
Yeah. Y'all not getting everything.
Yeah, you can't get everything. I'm sorry, y'all. You can't get everything, but I definitely hope and pray that you all see how we came together in this moment.
I think I make your YouTube channel looks good. We might have to do more. If y'all want more videos with me on them, let me know. I think I make this YouTube thing look good. Now, if your channel blows up from this video, I need to be on the next couple videos.
To do what?
I need y'all. I don't know. We're gonna have hot topics. Topics.
About what?
I don't know.
About relationships and stuff?
Anything. We're gonna talk about anything.
So y'all really want to see this man get on my nerves?
We're gonna do a YouTube channel. I'm gonna blow the channel up.
John, don't get
because I am that guy.
John Dwayne Brown, don't get beside yourself now. This is our first time sitting down close.
I'm that guy.
See, he about to make me put my wall up right now.
She gonna hit me up later. She was like, boy, guess what?
Ain't nobody watched the video. They didn't put a heart. They didn't put a like, a thumbs up, thumbs down. That's how bad it's gonna be.
Oh, whatever. If y'all want to see me more on these videos, let me know. Believe it'll be a great segment.
Listen, I'm honestly, All jokes to the side. Let me drink this first. Hold on. A
She
good
got
swallow.
she got a drink to that. Oh,
Woo. I am glad
yes.
that you really, really took the anger management seriously, though.
Yes, I did. After you, it is necessary for those that's dealing with it. You may not even know that you're really dealing with it.
Mhm.
It is necessary. I did take anger management class, but what got me unangry is because every time you go, you got to pay. So I got tired of giving them people my money, so I became unangry very quick. I wasn't angry at all.
What? Wait, what? Is it because of what something I put out there for you to go to the class, or you had to just go?
No, I had to go. What did I have to go for?
You must have really cut up somewhere.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't know, John. I think it was because remember
I think it was. I
no
think it was
remember
us.
yeah because I think remember I had to get a restraining order on you.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to tell the people that.
I did, and yeah.
Wait, wait, y'all. Hold on a second.
They need to see how far
That
we've
was
come.
that was like long time ago, you know.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like 21.
Okay. How old are you now?
I'm in my 30 something.
Oh, okay. I want them to know how long ago that was.
Yeah. I said it was a long time ago, but I had to put a restraint. If I still had a restraining order, do you think I have you sitting up here on this live? I ain't that bad of a snitch. My God.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had to put a restraining order.
Yes, we've been through the ring.
You
Yeah.
were crazy. I ain't. Ooh.
I was dealing with some things. But those things has been overcome. And you know, you all just dealing with things too. You can overcome as well. Oh, now she want to get holy and sanctified.
I'm glad.
Yes, if you're dealing with those things, you can overcome.
Yes, please take the necessary steps. If you are in an abusive relationship, make sure that you call the proper authorities. Take the necessary steps.
Right.
You aren't the only person that has dealt with that or anything like that. Now we've had our moments. I think John was more verbally and mentally, and I think that's worse than any other kind.
Yeah.
You had your moments on other things, but that's on a different segment and topic. Um, Look, how your facial expression is like,
You never know what she's gonna say.
I gotta be real with my audience.
You do. That's right. That's the only way you can.
That's one thing that they love about me is I'm gonna be honest.
Yes, Keisha Nicole is real.
I
I
am.
got some Keisha Nicole.
I am. I really try my best to be. So this is probably a shock to them to know that I was even still hurting.
Yeah, they're gonna be. I was shocked.
I've been hurting for 16 years.
I was shocked. Said, man, you got a whole life coach out here. Reviving, what was it?
Reviving relationships.
Yeah. And it's just,
And
your coach was still hurting.
Yeah, I was.
But she's delivered now. She's ready.
Wait, it's only a few seconds in.
You got this.
Let me pray tonight and see what God gonna say.
Oh, he's gonna say, you ready. Grab the ball and run with it.
That's my prayer.
Yes.
That's my prayer. But most importantly, my prayer is for the people that are hearing this and watching this, that they can be delivered, made whole, and set free from whatever it is that they're dealing with when it pertains to their relationship, their love lives, and things like that, because it's so important, y'all.
Very important.
I feel like I always tell people, if God decided to create Eve for Adam, I know that there's somebody for everybody out here.
That's right.
And a lot of times we can't go to the next or to find our forever because we're still stuck in our past. Wow. And are still broken. So we just need to be put back together and healed before we can move forward. So I do appreciate you for this last minute, because literally we talked yesterday and I was like, oh, we're doing it today.
Yep, last minute.
Yeah.
I made it, y'all.
And late, but he made it.
Hey,
he made
better
it.
Late than never. The Bible says, He may not come. Oh, I just hear that right now in my shot now.
Like this is what he used to do back in the day, and this is my facial expression always.
He's always on time. Catch me on your next segment. John Dwayne, I will be on her YouTube. Blowing her YouTube up.
It is so funny, John Dwayne.
Yes, I will be on her YouTube. Making things happen. Whatever she said, never mind it. Me.
I
It's
still
all me.
can't believe my last name's be Brown.
Oh, wait a minute. What you got to say about that? It sure was. You was proud to be. I remember when you sent that picture, you wrote in the sand, Keisha B. Ha!
I said it
Huh?
on this picture.
Stop it. Stop it.
On this one.
Stop it. No.
Look at my
Don't
eyebrows.
y'all look
y'all.
at that picture. Don't y'all look at that picture.
Look at my eyebrows. Did we look like this little happy couple?
Listen, don't y'all look at that picture. I'm a Men in Black, y'all. Go on now. Go on, sit down. Go on, put that up. Men in Black. Yeah. All right.
This was when he had made me mad the first time and I cut all my hair off. I went from this to this. Look at me.
It wasn't my fault.
Look at my hair.
Yeah. All right. They see it. No, wait, why you had to scoot over? Come on. Oh.
That's the only picture my baby got of us together.
Man. Showing that. I got to put that, bury that picture.
No.
All right, guys.
All right. This old man got to get on up out of here. I'm going to go handle some more business. Head down.
Y'all want me on some more lives? YouTube.
Oh.
Put it in.
We had a question. Sorry.
Oh, we didn't have a question.
We
I'm
did.
sorry. We have a question.
Hold on. Oh, Lord. I'm so sick of your child.
Yep. I had one to FaceTime me.
Huh?
I had one to FaceTime me a little
So
while
we have
ago.
a question from an anonymous sender.
Okay.
After your experience with getting married at a young age, what advice would you give to someone? Would you discourage it?
What was that last part?
Would you discourage getting married at a young age? Or what advice would you give?
I wouldn't discourage it or, try to refrain anyone from getting married at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you do get married at that young age, make sure you're putting your all into it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure this is what you want. Before you hit that I do, talk with your soon to be mate.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're going to do. Are we sure this is what we want? Are you willing to give up that life and vice versa? Or am I willing to give up that life to be fully committed to you? A lot of things don't have to have age on it. It just have to have wisdom.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can agree with
And
that.
you just have to be wise of what you do. So I wouldn't knock a young marriage. I would just say if you do get married young, just make sure that you're fully committed.
Well, I would have to disagree with that part. I would say give yourself time.
Mm.
I feel as though the earliest that you should even get married is maybe in your 30s.
Well, why? Okay, so question. Now, I can understand the give yourself time if I have been married before. So I don't want to jump right into another one. I want to give myself time, make sure that I have that person.
Yeah, because he got married
things.
like the year afterwards.
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
I want to make sure that I am totally done with that person because I don't want to bring what I had first into my second one. So I would say, yeah, if that's the case, if it's going to be one of those, then yeah, give yourself time. But if you haven't been dealing with a past and you've been with this person and y'all been spending time and that's what y'all want to do, I would say.
I think mentally, it gives yourself that time to make sure that mentally,
right.
Emotionally, you may be there, but mentally, you're not at that age. Honestly, even for me, if I would think back, I probably would have said, let's wait. I would have said, we could just be engaged until
we had the lack of communication.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And because things aren't fully developed. And we have to remember, scientifically it says that men develop a lot slower than women. So that way, so we can have some type of a balance. So I would say wait until at least your late 20s, early 30s. Now I'll be honest, I don't want to get married again if I have to be 40.
So you don't have long.
I know. I know that you right there on the
Hey,
door.
hey, hold on. You talking about me?
Yeah, because you're older than me. So we have another question. This one is a two-part question. I'll read the first one. And the first question, it says, as John reflected on your relationship, what did John learn about himself that he will or will not do in another relationship?
Um, well, one thing that I learned I want to do, I want to be open with communication.
Mhm,
Because I want to make sure that the way that I'm moving in the relationship
mhm,
is the way that both of us are in agreement with.
mhm,
Um, Things that I've learned from our relationship as far as just just being hothead, not really thinking, just doing. You're not thinking.
mhm,
You're just doing
mhm,
things. You
mhm,
know, you wake up, you just go do it. You don't really think about it. You don't discuss it with your mate. It's just go do it.
mhm,
That's what I don't want to do in my future relationships
mhm.
or relationship. That's not don't want to do. I want to be if it's something that we're going to do, okay, let's make sure we talk about it. We're both in agreement with it. Let's get it done. It
Kind of
works a
like the
lot better.
whole situation, whereas, well, you want to come hang out with the boys? Let me
Yeah.
go talk to my wife, and then I'll let you know what's going
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does, like I said, that doesn't make you less than a woman or less than a man when you
Hmm.
do things like that. You have to realize this is your mate. This is who you lay down with daily.
Right.
This is who you wake up with. Those guys in the street, those are your homeboys, but they're not the ones that you're with.
That's true.
So when push come to shove, your mate is the one that's going to have your back.
Mhm.
you know so in that relation in that time, I learned that I want to be open. I want to make sure I'm discussing things and make sure that whatever I do, we're both in agreement with it to make sure the relationship is a lasting relationship.
Well, I can definitely agree with that one. And the second question is, how did some of the things that occurred in your relationship affect other family members on both sides?
um the things that I would say that it affected, um to me, it affected my children,
Hmm.
um and it affected me and my children, I would say, because it was a lot of times there was time went by that I didn't even see my children.
Hmm.
Just my two girls. Um,
But let's address that real quick. It wasn't because of me. We got to make that clear.
did I say it was because of you?
I just want to make it clear.
But I didn't say that.
Let's make it clear, John Dwayne.
So since we're making it clear, I'll tell y'all what happened.
Okay.
So we have court orders
Mhm.
for the girls. Well, for Naya.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it was just one particular time that there's a certain time that you have to have the children back to their mother.
Mhm.
So this particular time, I think I was running late, maybe,
Mm-mm.
or something like that.
Mm-mm. But I'm gonna let you tell your side.
I think that's what it was.
Go ahead.
I think I was okay. What I think it happened is I
Okay.
think I was running late, getting them back, and you kept calling, and I think we had a slightly argument because I think we was going to get. I was at your parents' house. I think that's what happened. Okay, well you tell me what
What happened was John was supposed to at with our court orders. It was just for our daughter at the
happened.
time,
Right, right.
one child, right? But like I said previously, John was a stepfather to my oldest daughter. And he would always get both girls
Right.
when the court order came in. It was just an automatic thing. It wasn't let's separate them. But then it was this one time when he started dating his second wife. Um, and it came around whereas he only wanted to get one child, our child. And I was just I became upset about it because it's like these are children. And now you had them at one point in time with both of them together. Now you want to separate the two. And that wasn't fair and it wasn't right in my eyes. Somebody else may see it differently, and
Yeah.
that's fine. But I felt like that. But I still had to go with the court order. But it was another day that his weekend that he was supposed to pick that one child up because he made it clear he was only grabbing the one child, and he never showed up because his pickup was at my parents' house.
Right.
And he never showed up.
I thought it was a time that um I suppose had been bringing her back,
Mm-mm.
and I think I got there late, and then we had some type of argument, and I was just like, the heck with it, I don't.
Nope, you just never showed up to pick the one child that you said that you was going to get. You didn't do it, and it had been like that.
Some years as went by.
Yeah, yeah. This was the
So,
conversation I'm gonna have offline, but you brought it up, so yeah. I wasn't even gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
but yeah, that was years went by. So I believe that um that affected um our children. Um I really can't say. I'm not for sure how it affected my family or your family because, like I said, it was a short marriage. We was friends for like
Mhm.
years. So I don't even believe our families really got the chance to really suck in us being married because it was so short. But
I think it affected both sides of the family, and I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you why. Because your sister and I, we were extremely close
yeah,
before we even dated. We were extremely close, and it was like our friendship grew
mhm,
apart, and I didn't have that friend that I once had. Of course, our kids, it affected them extremely, to a really hurtful place.
yeah,
And I know that we're going to eventually have to sit down,
yeah,
of course, outside of cameras and stuff, but sit down with them and really explain to them that because it stuck with our child for a long time. Like I said, I never talked bad about you
right,
to any of them, or like if the kids were there,
mhm,
it was no conversation. If it was, where's my dad? Oh, he's working. It was always that. And I don't think that as a male, a lot of men, and sometimes there are women that don't recognize if the
yeah,
father has the kids that um while I'm still trying to deal with my brokenness,
right.
I have to
Help
yet
them
keep,
comfort that child too.
yeah, and deal with their brokenness as well. So, um, and it affected my family in a sense because they were really hoping that things would have worked out. And it affected my brothers because they saw one of our bad moments as younger,
Yeah,
as younger boys, and when they saw that, it really affected them. Um, so a lot on my side. I can't say for your side because I it was like as soon as it happened, then it was like your family just pulled away so quick,
right.
and it was like no point of return, no conversation, no phone call, no text,
And I think
no,
we moved memberships to church,
right.
left the church.
Yeah.
So,
It was like no phone calls, no happy birthdays, no nothing. Can I come to the It was nothing. Um until they got until our daughter got older and they all went to similar schools,
yeah.
and it was kind of like, okay, well, this is a reconnect, and let's just.
And I think like on my family end, um, I don't think it was a lot to where they knew how to handle it. Like you have to realize, my mom married, 50 plus years. Sister is married, 25 plus years, both sisters. So,
Mhm.
no one ever had divorce on that end.
Mhm.
So, when I came along and, we got married, then divorce is, even though you're of age, you don't know, hey, okay, we still can, even though they're divorced, we still can keep communication.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We still can show that we're
But I
adults
get it. They
in
feel
the
like they had to
situation.
pick a side.
Right.
And their side
And
was
that's
obviously your side because you're their brother. You're their,
right.
you know what I mean?
But that doesn't have to, and won't let people know that doesn't have to happen in
Mm-mm.
relationships.
It shouldn't.
Just because you divorce doesn't mean you just completely close yourself off
Mhm.
from that other person.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You still can be involved, and especially if they have children. Now these are your nieces, your nephews, and
Mhm.
things of that sort. So you want to stay involved, and that's what um, all of this will be resolved around just being involved, stay involved. Even though you all go separate ways, and social media now just make it so easy. I mean,
Mhm.
you got Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, what's it, Snapchat.
Mhm.
You have all these things like that, so it's easier now to stay involved with you know past family members, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I just, and of course, if you all have any other questions, maybe we can pile them all up and just
I'm
do
gonna
a.
answer them.
I was about to say something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we can do another Q&A with just answering all the
Oh
questions
yeah.
that you have.
Oh, I'm coming back. Because YouTube want me. I can see it right now. It's talking to me. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, bring him back. Oh, I felt a skip right there. Yep, I'll
So,
be back. I will.
so to my future husband, whoever you might be,
Good man.
I'm ready.
She's ready, man.
I'm ready.
Yes. I want to be in the wedding.
Cut all the muscles in the.
I want to be in the wedding. I better be a groomsman. At least the ring bearer one. I better be
No,
something.
no. I'll send you an invite.
At least let me be the musician. I want to play.
An invite and
Well, I tell
maybe
you
a
the truth.
+1. Just depends on what your new boo look
Boy,
like.
I
Cause
tell you
I
the
can't
truth.
have no ugly people in my pictures.
I tell you the truth.
Mm,
Boy, I'm gonna be in the wedding. I'm gonna tell you this now.
I can't have no ugly people in my pictures. So
Oh,
I'll invite him and maybe a +1. I
and
just
then
gotta see what she look like.
I'm gonna be in the wedding. Might we're going to tell him.
I digress. This is not even a conversation to be had, but comment with your questions. If you have private questions that you don't want people to see or know who you are, you can send them over to Dear Kedra Nicole at gmail.com. And that's DEAR Kedra, KEDRA, Nicole, NICOLE at gmail.com. You guys, it has been absolutely phenomenal. It's time for us to get on up out of here because I'm actually kind of tired of sitting next to him.
I was tired when I first sat down. I just say.
You see all of this? How can you be tired of it? Never.
Catch me on the next segment. It's your boy John Dwayne coming to you live YouTube.
I'm so sick of it. All right, beautiful people. I'm your girl, Keisha Nicole. Be sure to tune in with me every Monday through Thursday on 95.3 Smooth R&B on
Go ahead, get them all out.
Monday through
It only
Thursday
takes 10 minutes for her to get them all out.
between 9 and 12 in the morning. You guys have a safe day. Most importantly, man, just love, show love, and allow communication to be the key and the keypad and the
Right.
lock and everything else for
All
you
of it.
and your relationship.
That's it. Love you.
I can't even end it right because of you.